Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of banned and controversial foods from around the globe. Get ready to explore the downright bizarre and shockingly delicious world of foods that are totally off limits in some corners of the planet. Listen up, you Muppets! Food isn't just about taste, it's about history, culture, and tradition. What might seem bizarre in one country could be a delicacy in another. We're going to peel back the layers of history and uncover the stories behind these banned foods. From ancient rituals to religious beliefs, get ready to have your minds blown. Some of these bans go back centuries, rooted in beliefs and practices that have been passed down for generations. Take a look at this, for instance. You call this bread? It's as hard as a rock, but in this culture, it's considered sacred, a symbol of resilience and strength. They've been making it the same way for 1,000 years. It just goes to show, food is more than just sustenance, it's a window into the soul of a culture. Political upheaval, wars, famines, these events have all shaped the way people eat. Remember the Great Depression? People were eating anything they could get their hands on, even things they wouldn't normally consider. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a culinary journey that will challenge your perceptions and leave you with a newfound appreciation for the power of food. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Food safety. You think you know what's good for you? Some of these banned foods are so dangerous, they could send you straight to the emergency room. We're talking about toxins, parasites, and bacteria that can turn a delicious meal into a deadly disaster. Take fugu, for example, the infamous poisonous pufferfish from Japan. One wrong slice and it's curtains for you. Only highly trained chefs are allowed to prepare it, and even then there's a risk. It's considered a delicacy, a symbol of bravery, and a brush with death. Contaminated produce, undercooked meat, and improperly stored food can all harbor harmful bacteria that can make you seriously ill. So before you go popping that questionable piece of food into your mouth, remember, it's better to be safe than sorry. Hold on to your hats because we're about to enter the murky world of food politics. Believe it or not, food isn't just about sustenance, it's about power, control, and money. Governments around the world use food bans as a way to protect their own interests, even if it means screwing over their citizens. Think about it. Trade wars, agricultural subsidies, and import restrictions can all influence what foods are available and how much they cost. Remember the banana wars? Countries were literally fighting over fruit. It's a prime example of how food can be used as a weapon in the global marketplace. And then there's the issue of genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. Are they a scientific marvel or a threat to our health? The debate rages on, with governments and corporations on both sides of the issue. So the next time you sit down to eat, remember that there's more to your meal than meets the eye. Alright, listen up, you lot. It's time to talk about the ethical side of food. Because what we eat isn't just a personal choice, it's a moral statement. From veganism to animal rights, the way we produce and consume food has a huge impact on the world around us. Let's start with the obvious: factory farming. The images speak for themselves: cramped cages, cruel treatment, and a blatant disregard for animal welfare. Then there's the issue of sustainability. Overfishing, deforestation, and unsustainable agricultural practices are all taking a toll on our planet. So before you tuck into that juicy steak or that plate of foie gras, ask yourself, at what cost? Fasten your seatbelts because we're about to take a trip into the future of food. The world is changing faster than ever, and the way we eat is no exception. From lab-grown meat to insect protein, get ready to have your minds blown by the culinary innovations that are just around the corner. One thing's for sure, the global population is growing, and we need to find ways to feed more people with fewer resources. That's where alternative proteins come in. Think insects, algae, and even lab-grown meat. And then there's the rise of personalized nutrition. Imagine a world where you could get your DNA tested and receive a customized diet plan tailored to your unique needs. So get ready for a future where food is more than just sustenance. It's a fusion of science, technology, and culinary creativity. Right, you lot, listen up. Religion and food, they go together like fish and chips, or in this case, not at all. We're diving into the sacred texts and ancient traditions to uncover the reasons behind some of the world's most fascinating food prohibitions. From pork to shellfish, these dietary laws have shaped cultures and cuisines for centuries. Take kosher dietary laws in Judaism, for instance. They're incredibly complex, with strict rules about which animals are permitted, how they must be slaughtered, and even how they can be prepared. And then there's halal in Islam, another complex set of dietary guidelines that govern everything from the consumption of alcohol and pork to the ethical treatment of animals. These laws are taken very seriously, and for good reason. They're about more than just food, they're about faith, identity, and a way of life. So whether it's fasting during Ramadan, abstaining from meat on Fridays, or avoiding certain foods altogether, religious dietary laws offer a fascinating glimpse into the intersection of faith, culture, and cuisine. Listen up, you lot. Mother Nature may be a beautiful thing, but she's also a right old cow when it comes to food. We're talking about the nasty side of natural ingredients, the ones that can lay you out flatter than a pancake if you're not careful. From poisonous plants to deadly fungi, this is the stuff of nightmares. Take mushrooms, for example. Some are delicious, like the chanterelles and morels that make your mouth water. But then you've got the death cap, lurking in the undergrowth, just waiting to turn your insides to mush. One bite of that, and you'll be pushing up daisies faster than you can say food poisoning. And don't even get me started on raw fish. Sure, sushi and sashimi can be a delicacy, but they come with risks, you hear? Parasites, bacteria, you name it, raw fish can harbor it all. So remember, just because something is natural doesn't mean it's safe to eat. Alright, you lot, listen up. We're about to wade into a right old food fight. The battle over genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. Are they a scientific breakthrough or a dangerous experiment gone wrong? Let's dig in and separate the facts from the fiction. Now, I'm a chef, not a scientist, but even I can see that GMOs are a controversial topic. On the one hand, you've got proponents claiming they're perfectly safe, that they can help feed the world and reduce our reliance on pesticides. But then you've got the critics waving their pitchforks and shouting about frankenfoods. They're worried about the long-term health effects, the environmental impact, and the control that big corporations have over our food supply. So what's the answer? Well, it's not as simple as black and white. We need more research, more transparency, and a lot less scaremongering from both sides. Listen up, you lot. We're about to embark on a culinary journey to the wild side, the world of extreme eating. These aren't your grandma's recipes. We're talking about dishes so bizarre, so shocking, they'll make your stomach churn. From crunchy critters to slimy delicacies, get ready to be grossed out and fascinated in equal measure. First up, we're heading to Southeast Asia, where insects are on the menu. Fried crickets, anyone? How about a scorpion lollipop? It might sound disgusting to some, but insects are actually a sustainable and nutritious source of protein. Next, we're off to South America for a taste of the Amazon. Here they eat everything from giant rodents to tarantulas. It's not for the faint of heart, but hey, when in the Amazon, right? So buckle up and get ready for a wild ride through the world of extreme eating. Alright, you lot, listen up. It's time to talk about the elephant in the pantry, those artificial ingredients lurking in our food. We're talking about the chemical cocktails disguised as flavors, preservatives, and sweeteners. They might make our food taste better and last longer, but at what cost? Let's start with artificial sweeteners. They're everywhere, from diet sodas to sugar-free candy. They promise sweetness without the calories, but some studies suggest they could be messing with our metabolism and even increasing our risk of certain diseases. And then there are the preservatives. They keep our food from spoiling, but some of them, like nitrates and sulfites, have been linked to health problems. Look, I'm not saying all artificial ingredients are bad, but it's important to be aware of what we're putting into our bodies. Well, there you have it, a whirlwind tour of the world's most banned and controversial foods. We've explored the history, the science, the culture, and the downright bizarre when it comes to what we eat. Remember, food is more than just fuel. It's a reflection of who we are, where we come from, and what we believe in. So the next time you sit down to a meal, take a moment to appreciate the journey that food has taken to get to your plate. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating content. See you next time.